Two people can have the exact same investment account and completely different levels of financial freedom. One person still feels trapped while aggressively chasing independence. The other has less money but far more breathing room. The difference usually comes down to three numbers. Almost nobody audits correctly. Traditional retirement advice tells you to save aggressively until you can stop working forever. Coastfire takes a different path, building assets early and letting time carry the rest. But the real difference is not the portfolio. It is the pressure. Today, we are auditing fixed costs, savings rate, and timeline flexibility. These are the hidden levers that decide whether your financial system feels sustainable or emotionally crushing. This is for anyone who looks at traditional retirement advice and thinks it feels unrealistic. We will break down why monthly pressure matters more than giant portfolio screenshots, why flexibility often beats raw net worth, and why many people accidentally build a retirement strategy that quietly destroys their present life. Most people miss that retirement math is not just about future dollars. It is about current survivability. Most content focuses on giant portfolio targets, millions of dollars, and early retirement timelines. You see calculators telling you the exact age you can escape work forever. For many people, the emotional response is immediate: shutdown. The numbers feel distant, the process feels miserable, and the lifestyle required feels disconnected from reality. People compare themselves to extreme savers earning large salaries and optimizing every dollar. Then they quietly conclude they already lost. This is the first trap. Retirement gets framed like a finish line instead of a pressure reduction system. In real life, monthly pressure matters more than the final number. If your strategy requires decades of sacrifice with zero flexibility, you have not built freedom. You built another cage. When people focus only on net worth, they ignore daily structure. A portfolio is a lagging indicator. Your bills are your reality. Your stress is your reality. Your ability to survive layoffs or leave toxic jobs is your reality. Retirement planning does not start with investment returns. It starts with system design. Two identical portfolios can create completely different lives depending on how much pressure their systems generate. A person with low obligations can survive volatility. A person with high obligations becomes dependent on uninterrupted income. That dependence changes everything. It affects negotiation, burnout tolerance, and career decisions. Many people are not building freedom. They are building expensive stability. And expensive stability becomes fragile the moment income gets interrupted. Financial freedom rarely arrives all at once. First, you stop panicking. Then, you stop depending on every paycheck. Then, you stop feeling trapped. Only later do you reach full independence. Most people skip these middle stages. They obsess over the final number, while ignoring whether their current life already feels unbearable. That is why fixed costs, savings rate, and timeline flexibility matter so much. Two people earning the same income can require completely different retirement targets. The reason is fixed costs. These determine how much pressure your life generates before the day even starts. Mortgage, car payments, childcare, subscriptions, insurance, and lifestyle upgrades all raise your minimum survival number. The higher this number becomes, the less flexibility you have. Person A needs $9,000 per month. Person B needs $4,000. Both earn the same income, but they live in different realities. Person A needs more than double the cash flow just to survive. Their retirement target grows dramatically. Their dependence on income becomes extreme. Every month begins with pressure. Person B operates differently. Lower costs create resilience. They survive layoffs longer, pivot careers more easily, and need a smaller portfolio. Financial freedom is not only about accumulating assets. It is about reducing the force required to run your life. Lifestyle inflation rarely happens all at once. It builds slowly. A better apartment, a newer car, premium subscriptions. Each decision feels small, but together they create a system that consumes massive cash every month. Once normalized, removing them feels painful. Fixed costs are easy to add and hard to reverse. A high-income person with extreme obligations can be more fragile than a moderate-income person with low costs. If most of your income is already committed, your system is running hot. One disruption can collapse everything. Many high earners feel anxious because their system demands perfect performance forever. To reduce pressure, manage your fixed cost floor aggressively. Audit recurring expenses and cap core costs below 50% of income. Downgrade plans, remove unused subscriptions, and reduce obligations. Open your last 90 days of transactions and face the real number. Structural problems require structural fixes. Next is savings rate. This is where many people sabotage themselves. Raises get absorbed immediately by lifestyle upgrades. Nothing changes except pressure increases. The problem is not one bad decision. It is a system that expands faster than income. Savings rate determines how quickly you buy freedom. At 10%, it takes 9 years to fund 1 year. At 20%, 4 years. At 50%, 1 year. Higher savings accelerates flexibility. But extreme savings can become emotionally exhausting. Many people burn out long before reaching independence. Coastfire changes the structure. You save aggressively early, then let compounding do the work. Early investments grow over decades, reducing future pressure. You only need enough income to sustain your life later. This creates breathing room and better decisions. But Coastfire has risks. Undersaving early breaks the system. Market stagnation slows growth. Lifestyle inflation can destroy assumptions. Career instability adds uncertainty. You cannot assume perfect conditions for decades. Flexibility matters more than perfect projections. Automate your savings. Move money before spending. Maintain at least a 20% savings rate. Redirect 50% of every raise towards savings or reducing fragility. Do not rely on willpower. Systems outperform discipline. The most ignored number is timeline flexibility. Traditional plans assume a rigid path. Work, hit target, stop. But real life includes layoffs, burnout, health issues, and change. The least stressed people are those with adaptable timelines. If your plan depends on retiring at a specific age, every disruption feels catastrophic. Market crashes, layoffs, delays. But resilient systems bend instead of breaking. Most people do not want zero work. They want lower pressure and more control. Flexibility creates options. Consulting, part-time work, sabbaticals, career shifts. Even a moderate portfolio can reduce pressure if combined with flexibility. Many people would work longer if work felt better. Liquidity is critical. Retirement accounts are often inaccessible. Cash reserves buy time. 6 months of expenses allows calm decisions. Without liquidity, people panic and make poor choices. Time improves decision quality. Build a transition fund, separate from investments. Target 6 months of survival expenses. This fund is not for spending. It is for buying time during disruptions. Time removes desperation. Traditional FIRE offers maximum independence but high pressure. Coastfire offers sustainability but depends on discipline and time. Neither system is perfect. The best system is the one you can sustain emotionally. Unsustainable systems collapse. Run the audit. What does your life cost? What survives each month? How flexible is your timeline? Then act. Cut fixed costs. Automate savings. Build liquidity. The goal is not luxury. It is breathing room, stability, and options. Which number creates the most pressure in your life right now?